Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, and witness the culinary nightmare that is the Penguin of Mumbai and his so-called homemade smoothies. Picture a man whose very aura screams health inspector's final boss, lovingly presenting his pièce de résistance, a mysterious brown orb. Locals whisper it's a rare herbal paste, but reality check, it's straight from the depths of his underwear department. Once unveiled, the Penguin performs his signature move, the reverse filtration technique, a local innovation designed not to purify, but to enrich your drink with 5 times the bacteria you didn't know you were missing. And the best part? He doesn't even charge you extra for the microbial upgrade. True generosity. For the finishing touch, he pours the concoction between his fingers, letting the liquid cascade gracefully over those artisan nails. Each drop lovingly carries the earthy bouquet of whatever he was scratching moments before. Michelin? Forget it. This is biohazard chic, a beverage experience so authentic it'll have your immune system filing for early retirement. Bon voyage, brave stomachs. And for dessert, our journey takes a darker turn. Behold the coconut ice cream vendor, proudly scooping his frozen treasure from what looks like a 17th century pirate chest. Exotic? Perhaps. Appetizing? Not when the scoops come garnished with curly little extras that look far less like coconut shavings and far more like pubes smuggled in from below deck. Welcome to the high-octane circus of street cuisine, starring a chef who appears to be powered entirely by espresso shots and pure sweat. His arms flail with such caffeinated velocity, you'd think he's training for the Olympics of chaos cooking. Before you even spot the ingredients, you're blinded by the landfill he calls prep space. Each container is so caked with mystery residue, it looks like the city's organic waste bin exploded right on his stall. Hygiene? That word clearly took the first bus out of town. And the pièce de résistance? A bubbling cauldron of 100-ingredient stew, a kaleidoscopic sludge that assaults both nose and eyes in one devastating combo. The aroma alone could tranquilize a family of elephants, while the colors suggest someone liquefied a rainbow and then left it out to ferment. Call it fusion. Call it confusion. Either way, your digestive system won't forget it.
Silence! One more move, and you're all getting double sprayed with Alpine Glacier Rush. Please, no, sir. Do not fear. Captain Curry is here.
Welcome to yet another episode of What Is That and Should It Be Eaten? Today's chef, armed with nothing but a spatula, bold confidence, and absolutely zero shame, invites us to witness the creation of what might generously be called a street food experience. He begins with a colossal heap of finely ground, suspiciously anonymous meat. It's the kind of protein that screams, "Don't ask questions, just chew." Think of it as culinary roulette, where every bite could be beef, or something that once hissed in the dark. Then come the tortillas, his canvas. But instead of paint, he uses a thick, white substance with the unmistakable consistency of teenage regret. Yes, folks, this goo is not derived from any known dairy product, nor does it appear to belong anywhere near human consumption. But on it goes, slathered lovingly like frosting on a cake baked in hell. He wraps the mystery meat in these lubricated discs, and just when you think it's over, he baptizes the finished plate with more of that ghostly white slime. To balance the horror, he drizzles a pale green sauce that looks like it was brewed by a forest goblin using swamp algae and expired yogurt. No flavors are described, no ingredients are revealed, and yet the chef beams with pride, as if he's just reinvented cuisine instead of potentially inventing a new disease. Somewhere, a food inspector's weeping. Our gastronomic adventure begins with what can only be described as mutant donut orbs, suspiciously glistening under the streetlights. These plump abominations take a leisurely swim in a liquid that bears an uncanny resemblance to a Central Park puddle in peak autumn. A milky, leaf-infused broth that whispers promises of both flavor and gastrointestinal distress. Just as our senses recover from this initial assault, we are graced by the presence of Mr. Dough Fondler extraordinaire. A man whose dedication to stretching and manhandling a suspiciously chicle-like mass is truly commendable. With every pull, twist, and smack of his ungloved hands, the dough absorbs not just his touch, but perhaps a potent cocktail of street-seasoned vitamins and minerals. Germs? No, my dear viewer, these are organic enzymes, nature's secret seasoning. But the grand spectacle arrives in the form of Madame Mop, a fearless culinary artiste whose finishing touch on the meat involves what appears to be the very same mop used to clean the back alley an hour ago. With the reverence of a high priestess in a pagan ceremony, she anoints the sacred flesh, her motions reminiscent of a pope blessing bishops in a shadowy ritual best left undocumented. The result? A protein-packed dish infused with the spirit of, why did I agree to eat this? Our brave subject, looking like a rejected monk from a sci-fi cult, shaves himself bald. Pure aerodynamic efficiency. Then, the madness begins. Phase 1. Nuclear orange goo trademark. This stuff glows like it was stolen from Chernobyl. Superpowers incoming? More like skin mutations. Phase 2. The definitely not water rinse trademark. Looks like water, but deep down we know it's not. Possibly industrial runoff, possibly tears of regret. Phase 3, the Diarrhea Deluxe trademark. Thick, brown, and menacing. Taco Tuesday's revenge? Sewage smoothie? Either way, it clings. Phase 4, another mystery rinse trademark. At this point, he's given up. If it burns, it burns. Final phase, the whitewash of doom. A thick white liquid oozes down. Expired yogurt? Glue? The last drop of his dignity? By the end, he stands reborn, not spiritually, just chemically altered. Final rating, 10 out of 10 commitment, minus 10,000 hygiene. Today, we embark on yet another perilous journey into the world of Indian street food, where culinary innovation knows no bounds, and neither do food safety regulations. Our chef, an unshaken pioneer in the art of "why would you do that?" begins his masterpiece not by heating oil, not by adding butter, but by generously pouring Pepsi directly onto the scorching pan. Yes, before a single egg is cracked, before a single seasoning is sprinkled, the pan is baptized in carbonated, syrupy darkness. The sizzling sound is less of a culinary promise and more of a chemical reaction one might witness in a high school science experiment gone wrong. With the Pepsi now reduced to something between caramelized sugar and industrial adhesive, the eggs finally make their entrance. The result? An omelet infused with the essence of discontinued fast food promotions and regret. But plating is just as crucial as cooking. So naturally, this delicacy is served on a dried-up swamp lily pad, presumably sourced fresh from the Ganges, for that extra touch of authenticity. But hold on, the chef isn't finished with his assault on gastronomy. He eyes his pan, his weapon of choice, and, with the confidence of a man who has never second-guessed a decision in his life, he reaches for his next ingredient. Monster Energy. Once again, the ritual begins. A waterfall of neon green liquid meets hot metal, hissing and bubbling like a mad scientist's potion. Then come the eggs, bravely enduring their fate as they fuse with taurine, artificial sweeteners, and the collective anxiety of over-caffeinated teenagers worldwide. As the final creation is served, another leaf, another questionable life choice, the real challenge begins. Will the customer take a bite, or will their survival instincts finally kick in? One thing is certain. This chef isn't just making food, he's making history. A history that should probably come with a health warning. Bon appetit, or better yet, call an ambulance.
You are wasting water. You showered once this week. Are you trying to wash away your culture?
But Dad, I smell like onions.
That's called heritage beta.
Ah, the dick clam, a culinary abomination that has somehow captivated the masses. Nothing screams sophisticated palate quite like slamming a hammer onto a grotesque mollusk that promptly showers you in what can only be described as clam-based performance art. It's the perfect dish for those who enjoy their seafood with a side of Freudian discomfort. And let's not forget the bold decision to bite into its fleshy, flaccid folds while an audience gawks. Because why settle for mere sustenance when you can also fuel nightmares? Truly a testament to humanity's undying love for edible absurdity. Even more delightfully ironic is the Dick Clam's variety, because in a cosmic joke against nature and societal expectations, the black ones are notably smaller. Yes, the seafood world has flipped the script, offering a bizarre array of sizes and shades to satisfy every adventurer's curiosity, or perhaps their masochistic tendencies. White, beige, or brown, each Dick Clam carries its own unique brand of grotesque charm, as if Mother Nature herself decided to poke fun at human stereotypes through mollusks. A true equalizer of absurdity, reminding us that in the realm of seafood, nothing is sacred and everything is mildly unsettling. Not everything could be about dicks, of course. Enter the vulva clam, for those craving a bit of variety in their seafood softcore. Of course, not everyone can handle the vulva clam with the respect it demands. Management was forced to expel several diners after reports of, let's call it creative misuse of the dish. Apparently, some couldn't resist turning the clam into an impromptu prop for lewd selfies, while others took it a step further, reenacting scenes that would make even the Kama Sutra seem tame. One particularly bold patron was overheard exclaiming, "It's interactive dining," before being swiftly escorted out. Truly, the vulva clam has proven to be not just a meal, but a cultural litmus test, separating those with a sense of humor from those who really shouldn't be allowed near seafood unsupervised. And then there were the things. Let's call them mystery tubes, though condoms full of sewer water feels far more descriptive. Allegedly, they're seafood, but after consulting every ancient text on cryptozoology, folklore, and banned biology textbooks, I've been utterly unable to identify what unholy creature could have birthed these abominations. Translucent, slimy, and sloshing ominously, they sit there on the plate like eldritch artifacts, daring you to question your life choices. Eating one feels less like a meal and more like participating in a ritual that ends with summoning a sea demon. Perhaps they're proof that not all of nature's creations were meant to be cataloged or consumed. If aliens are watching, this is the moment they decide Earth isn't worth the visit. Welcome to Street Food Biohazard Edition, where today's special is a boiling swamp of regret stirred with what appears to be a piano leg from the 1700s. The consistency? Diarrhea adjacent. The smell? Classified. As our fearless chef churns this eldritch horror stew, I can only assume it's either a secret family recipe or an attempt to summon something unholy. Either way, someone, somewhere, is about to experience a life-changing bathroom event. This eminence, with the precision of a Renaissance painter and the sanitary standards of a medieval apothecary, takes a handful of this mysterious gruel and lovingly massages it into the leaf. Once the diarrhea durums are placed in the steamer, the real magic begins. Trapped in their humid tomb, they sweat profusely, as if aware of the fate that awaits them. The steam swirls around, infusing each torpedo with an extra layer of mystery, locking in the flavors, or more accurately, sealing in the warnings. With the finesse of a dystopian sushi chef, the vendor slices the diarrhea durums into thick, glossy rounds, his own take on New York rolls, if New York had fallen to Mad Max-style anarchy. Each cut reveals a swirling vortex of fear, wrapped in a banana leaf barely holding things together. Arranged neatly, because nothing says fine dining like post-apocalyptic sushi. To truly elevate the experience, the vendor tosses the rolls into a bubbling vat of truck oil from 1993, ensuring each bite is infused with the rich, nostalgic taste of burnt rubber and questionable decisions. Bon appetit, warrior. These are our exquisite churros, lovingly prepared in the finest cemetery sand. Piping hot churros cooked to perfection in the very sand that cradles your ancestors. Sourced from only the most distinguished burial grounds, this ancestral sand infuses each churro with a taste of tradition, a flavor older than time itself. For those looking to add a personal touch, you can substitute with ashes from any dearly departed relative. Grandma's warmth will live on in every bite. With a unique texture reminiscent of ancient relics, this delicacy offers a culinary experience like no other. It's gritty, it's bold, it's unforgettable. Only for the most refined palates, these churros are a true gastronomic voyage into the afterlife. 4 proud connoisseurs, each armed with a humble tub of ice cream. Sounds innocent enough until you realize hygiene here has transcended mortal limits. Forget spoons, forget hands. Why bother when you can bring in a freshly soiled excavator straight from digging the neighborhood's septic tank? The industrial scoop swings down with surgical grace, dunking into the ice cream like it's mining for treasure, while adding that authentic local flavor nobody asked for.
Papa, can we please buy a shower? No son of mine will ever need to shower!
Step aside, Michelin-starred chefs. Here comes the true artist of the culinary world, armed with nothing but a loaf of stale bread and zero respect for food safety. Introducing the mystery spread sandwich, the only meal that doubles as a test of your immune system. The magic begins as our artisan selects the mystery spread, a glorious, unidentifiable substance pulled from the depths of a fridge that probably deserves a hazmat inspection. Is it peanut butter? Hummus? Something from a science experiment gone wrong? Nobody knows, and frankly, nobody asks. For the pièce de résistance, utensils are cast aside. Who needs a knife when you have fingers? The spread is slathered on with a level of enthusiasm that makes you question when this person last saw soap. Each swipe leaves behind a beautiful medley of fingerprints, adding an artisanal, handcrafted touch that no 5-star restaurant can replicate. But wait, there's more. If the stars align and you're truly blessed, the chef has recently scratched their backside, delivering an authentic heritage flavor that adds depth and tradition to the dish. This isn't just a sandwich, it's a connection to the primal instincts of mankind. The final step involves slapping on a second slice of bread, pressed firmly with hands that might have just wiped a counter or their nose. Who's to say? No plate, no wrapping. This creation is served as is, allowing you to fully appreciate its rustic charm. Bon appétit! Each bite is a thrilling gamble, a culinary adventure that will leave you wondering, was that a flavor or just a mistake? Either way, it's an experience you won't forget, or survive, who knows. This is the traditional dish known as cow digestion puree, a true culinary treasure. This puree is crafted exclusively using the digestive essence of fine cows, raised freely in open pastures, ensuring an unmatched quality of flavor. We proudly offer a selection of specialties, the puree of spotted cow, the classic Holstein cow, and the most traditional and delicious variety made from black bull. Each version is a masterpiece, prepared with care and dedication to honor the finest traditions of gourmet cuisine. This delicacy is not for the faint-hearted. It's a treat reserved for the most sophisticated and daring palates. If you seek a taste adventure that blends tradition and boldness, this is the dish for you.